For the big game, because Rutgers is visiting the Mountain State. Coach Gary Waters and the Scarlet Knights are still looking for their first Big East victory. Leading the way on this cold January day, Jerome Coleman needs to develop a hot hand to secure a win. For the Mountaineers of West Virginia, first-year coach John Beilein has his team exceeding all expectations. Drew Schifino is firing the shots the Mountaineers need for their second Big East win. Rutgers at West Virginia next. The Scarlet Knights and the Mountaineers getting set for action as we welcome you to the Coliseum on the campus of West Virginia University in Morgantown. Hello again, everybody. Jay Randolph. Good to have you with us alongside Ron Perry. Ron, it's been a disappointing season up to now for Rutgers. Jerome Coleman is the man who must get the job done for them, though.
No, that's right. He's the leading man scoring-wise, and he gets it done from the perimeter. He's not 17 points a game, and he's made the most threes on the team. He's really been struggling shooting the ball of late. He'll come off the bench and guard Calvin Wooten, who has had a hot hand. The freshman will start in his place.
Yes, interesting that Wooten gets the call today. Coach Waters shaking things up a little bit. The Mountaineers, well, they're 10-6 and going pretty well for new coach Mr. Beilein, who came here from Richmond. They're thrilled to have him, and they're also looking forward to watching Drew Schifino get the job done.
Well, the sophomore has been sensational for the Mountaineers this year. He leads the team in scoring. He also gets it done rebounding-wise. He's a slashing type of scorer. They'll look for him early in this game, playing with a high level of confidence. He's the go-to guy offensively for the Mountaineers.
Both of these teams will tell you this isn't an important game, but we know it is. We hope you'll enjoy it. You're watching Big East basketball. Basketball game is being brought to you by Dodge. Dodge, grab life by the horns. By ConAgra Foods, we set America's table at home and away. By Hyundai, where driving is believing. Come test drive the full lineup of exciting new cars at your local Hyundai dealer today. And just about set to tip it off here. Let's take a look at the Rutgers lineup. Crowd still coming in on this cold Sunday. Wooten, the freshman, getting the start. He had 24 against Villanova on the 18th. Sherrod, Lamanzana, along with Shields and Exani. There's Gary Waters. Now the Mountaineer lineup. Mountaineers will go with Joe Hairbear, J.D. Collins, Kevin Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle, another freshman, and look at what he's shooting from three-point range. There is John Beilein in his first season here in Morgantown. Had a terrific career at Richmond. He will be 50 years old on February 5th. A storied series here, 61st meeting today. The Mountaineers lead at 36-24. Rutgers won both games last season. And the officials today, a terrific crew assigned to this game. Tim Higgins, Ed Corbett, and Reggie Greenwood. Pittsnoggle and Lamanzana to go up for the tip. Scarlet Knights in their red, the Mountaineers in their home white. Lamanzana controlling. Number 3 is Sherrod. Out front, number 2 is Shields. Man-to-man for the Mountaineers in the early going.
They'll play tough man-to-man. That's their trademark. You'll see the same thing out of Rutgers. Execution will be key in the half-court set.
Shields out front to Wooten. Lamanzana barreling his way in there. Tapped it up and in. Nice play. He's a very athletic big man.
He really is. He could come up big today for Rutgers. He's very long, 6'10". Lamanzana, very talented. Good start for Rutgers on the road.
Sally, number 4. This is Pittsnoggle, the freshman. Good shooting range up the middle, and they go high for the rebound. And another great play underneath. Lamanzana able to get that ball over to Shields.
Well, he collided with his own man. The fans here wanted to travel, but okay to fall down as long as you don't roll with the ball.
Traveling call along the line. Turnover.
Well, one thing Rutgers does very well is take good care of the ball. They've been turning people over this year 20 times a game. However, they've had trouble converting at the offensive end.
Hairbear out front. Driving in along the line and putting it up is Schifino, and that's what he does best.
Loves to slash to the basket, as we said off the top. Playing with a high degree of confidence. Both teams playing man-to-man, trading a couple of early hoops.
Wooten stops and pops. There it is.
It's a big confidence builder for the freshman. He's averaged 18.5 the last 2 games. Always important to get the first one to go.
Hairbear from Germany. Around to Pittsnagel. And Pittsnagel throws it away. A turnover for West Virginia as Pittsnagel couldn't get that pass to Sally out front.
These two teams really want this game today. One Big East win so far for West Virginia. Good one against Miami. And Rutgers really wants this thing today. And Mountaineers always tough here at the Coliseum.
Almanzana out to Shields. Driving in, laying it up, and coming up short was Wooten. And now the ball out of bounds as the pass went into Axani. Nice pass by Sherrod. Good idea, but it didn't work.
I thought he had a good lane to the basket. Sometimes you can make that extra pass. That time, it looked like Mike Sherrod might have had a chance to just shoot that ball up. Rutgers back to the man-to-man.
That one is up and good from J.D. Collins. Collins has done a nice favor for all of us. He said that that's what he wants to be called, J.D. And before that, it was a rather tough name, Jerome Duracell Collins.
There's a lot to that. It looked like Sherrod got a very friendly bounce. Looked like going off the top of the backboard, just caught the corner. Always take that friendly roll.
Sherrod very quick. Here's Hairbear up the middle. Rebound taken away by Wooten. Shields driving. Taken away by Pittsnagel. Down it comes to Schifino. He drives. A foul before the shot. Let's see how they're going to call this. We could have had goaltending on the play as well.
They're conferring on it right now. I thought it was. I thought that ball had a chance to go. Let's see what they call. I think it was a good hoop. No question he got fouled on the play. They're not going to count it.
Foul is on Sherrod. Here's Schifino. He shoots the free throws kind of side saddle. Schifino, a 66% free throw shooter.
Here's the foul. He gets hit, no question about it. Sherrod catches him. Now that ball goes up. Tough to tell from that angle. Lamazana should let it go after the whistle, no doubt. But they said he caught it before it reached its peak.
Number 11, Coleman, is in the game after 3.5 minutes. Coleman averaging better than 17 a game.
Trying to just relax him a bit. Nice pass off the bench.
Beautiful assist from Coleman into Axani, and he was fouled.
Gary Waters trying to let Coleman come into the game, the senior guard, leading scorer. He's been struggling, coming off a 5 for 22 game against Georgetown. Nice look to Axani. Get into the flow of the game, see if he can get his offense rolling here this afternoon.
Axani from Red Bank, New Jersey, fouled by Schifino. Axani only shooting 43.5 at the line.
Here's some pressure by Rutgers. It looks like a 2-1-2, three-quarter court press.
And the three-pointer from Sally ties the game at 8.
West Virginia, the better shooting team here today. They can make the threes, and if Rutgers shoots the ball well, we're going to have ourselves a good tight ball game this afternoon.
Driving in, Lamanzana's fouled. Foul is on Pittsnagel.
Lamanzana could be the big man today for Rutgers. He's a tough matchup for them. At 6'10", he's long. Pittsnagel gets there late. And the man with the headband has got a lot of ability. gets it going early now.
He's a 69% free throw shooter, very talented and quick. From the Ivory Coast. And of course, they've been having some terrible times over there. A lot of his family and friends over there, but he's told recently in the last week they've had some kind of a ceasefire, but he misses here. And the rebound taken down by Sally.
That can put there's a lot of pressure on these kids anyways, and that could put certainly additional pressure on the minds of a young man in college.
Collins loses it, but Pittsnogle gets it back, and Schifino, let's go!
How about Schifino? He can get it to the rack. He loves to slash, but he can also step outside and nail that shot from three-point land.
Mountaineers leading 11-8, 15.5 to play in the first half. West Virginia basketball. Turnover and a timeout. So it's Big East basketball you're watching. Both teams shooting well, 4 for 6. The difference, the threes. And here's a look at Schifino a moment ago.
Now Schifino off to a great start in this ball game. Shooting that ball fluidly. He's in a good rhythm. And you can tell when he shoots it, he thinks it's going in.
And Rutgers has turned the ball over 4 times here in the early going. And the Mountaineers have gotten 5 points off those turnovers.
That's critical in this game. You've got to take good care of it. You see Schifino's numbers. A couple of threes already. And Rutgers normally a team that takes good care of the ball. John Beilein with his club in the man-to-man, putting some good pressure on early.
Beilein went to college in West Virginia at Wheeling Jesuit. Been coaching for 24 years, and he's won every place he's been. There's Schifino driving, an offensive foul. A little bit out of control. Schifino committing that personal, his first.
Yeah, he just gets himself going to the goal very hard. Lamanzana does an outstanding job to step in on that one and take the offensive foul.
There the turnovers at this point in the proceedings. Ball batted away. Sally got it away, and it'll belong to the Mountaineers. That's 5 turnovers now for Rutgers.
Now it's unusual for them. They've taken very good care of the ball this year. Got some very strong people in the backcourt. Good pressure by Rutgers as well. The defensive end.
Hairbear 24. Keep Schifino out front and back to Hairbear.
Got a West Virginia team that will be very patient, running patterns and working the shot clock.
Sally! Boy, a high-arching shot for the 3.
Tyrone Sally shooting 35% from three-point land. A lot of comfort when you're shooting the ball at home. And West Virginia really working it right now, patient. This is the kind of game they like, and so does Rutgers. They'll work the half-court execution game as well.
Mountaineers have made 3 of 4 attempts from three-point land. Here's a turnover. And it's an offensive foul that is charged against Lamanzana. And Gary Waters doesn't like the call as he looks out at Tim Higgins.
Tim Higgins with the call. A little aggressive with the right forearm, pushing off. A couple of good-looking young players in the backcourt here for both clubs, but Hairbear and J.D. Collins, also young freshman out there on the court.
Mountaineers on a 9-0 run. Pittsnogle. Whoa! The Mountaineers are sizzling here.
There's another freshman knocking it down. Three-point shooting's the key early for the Mountaineers.
13:52 remaining in the first half. And the Mountaineers have jumped out to a 17-8 lead. The Mountaineers 7-1 at home this year. There's Pittsnogle with that 3.
He's got a great touch. Shooting 55% from three-point land. He's been a big surprise. Look at the difference right there. West Virginia already with 12 points from three-point land. None for Rutgers. They've got to do a better job extending in their man-to-man defensive set.
Since the 16-15 mark, the Mountaineers on a 12-0 run. You know, they had a train wreck here last season. The Mountaineers lost 18 of their last 19 games, and it was a disastrous year after the season. The retirement of Gail Catlett, who had been here for 24 seasons. But the Mountaineers now looking to be one of the most improved teams in the league. Driving through with a beautiful play there, Mike Sherrod.
Nice job against the 2-3 zone that time. An adjustment by West Virginia, and Rutgers looked very comfortable against it. It's like Rutgers may have gone up. They're still in their man-to-man set.
I think we will see some zone probably. Beautiful key pass underneath the Sally for 2.
Sally off to a great start. He's another good-looking young player, a sophomore. This West Virginia team really playing well together right now.
Sally with 8 points here in the early going.
Rutgers has struggled to get consistent scoring in the paint this year. They've also not been shooting last in the conference right now in field goal percentage. They need to improve upon that to get some wins on the board.
We've got Wigan 13, and that shot put up right there by Kareem Wright. Wright, number 55. Both of them just come into the game. And we're going to get a substitution in for the Mountaineers. It'll be Patrick Beeline, number 3. Beeline, the son of John Beeline, the Mountaineers' new coach. Pittsnoggle coming out as well, and Briggs is in. Chaz Briggs, number 2. Here's a pass that comes in, and they cannot convert. And again, it is McCoy trying a couple of times to convert on that inbound pass. There's the 3 from Jerome Coleman. That's what they need.
Beautiful inside-out passing. I was about to say that Rutgers had missed another golden opportunity. That's big, though, to get Coleman off the block shooting the ball.
Coleman from Brooklyn, New York. Paul Robeson High School there, and then out of Cecil Community College. Pass underneath, and Briggs couldn't hold on to it. Good feed.
West Virginia runs a very patient motion offense against the man-to-man defense. They'd like to play the game in the 60s, execute, play good defense, and control tempo.
Schifino. What a wonderful touch he's got in there.
Yeah, he really does. He rises very well. He's got long arms, too, and he can get the jump shots off. It's like a 1-3-1 zone right now by West Virginia, mixing it up at the defensive end.
Here is a long bomb from Coleman that didn't go. Underneath, Wright scores, and he was fouled. He'll have a chance to go to the line, pick up a 3-point play.
One of the weaknesses in the West Virginia club has been their board work this year, getting out-rebounded by 6 caroms a game, and Kareem Wright's a big man at 6'9", 285. John Beeline will be concerned today about his presence on the boards.
Hairbear was charged with the foul. Sherrod coming out. And Calvin Wooten, number 44, back into the game. The freshman. Kareem Wright from Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, missing at the free throw line. His team only shooting 63.9 from the line.
Neither team has really done a great job from the stripe. That could be big in this one.
Schifino feeding it under to Briggs, batted away, and we've got a timeout. 11:37 remaining to be played in the first half. Here in Morgantown, the Mountaineers up 21-15. You are watching Big East basketball. 3.
Yeah, they're doing a great job offensively for the Mountaineers. Great look inside to Sally, who finished that one off. He's also shot the ball well from the perimeter. And Drew Schifino, once the three-point shot starts to go now, tight defense, good penetration, loves to take it inside. That time he stopped and popped. Those two guys really leading the way.
West Virginia has made 8 out of 10 from the field, 4 out of 5 from three-point land.
That's a great start at home, isn't it, against a Rutgers team which loves to play man-to-man, but they've gone zone right now.
There is the 2-3.
Gonna have to get the shooters out of this zone.
Chaz Briggs. 5 seconds on the clock as Beeline put it up. Oh, Schifino out of nowhere, high in the air, banked it off the glass.
Now Schifino doing it all here in the first half. You know, a sign of a good player is he's always around the basketball, and Schifino has really been there early in this game. Check out West Virginia really lighting it up from the field.
7 out of 13 isn't bad for the Scarlet Knights, but boy, they run into a buzzsaw to this point in the proceedings.
Where's the defense early? Both teams shooting well above 50%. I guess Rutgers just above it, but that'll cool down as this game goes along. But hot shooting to start it.
Wigan, number 13, underneath for Wright. He's got it. Wright is a real force under there at 6'9" and 270.
Rutgers ought to go inside more and more. They've got a good advantage in there with Wright. Pressure by Rutgers, handled pretty easily by the Mountaineers.
This is J.D. Collins. Collins from Houston. Another fine freshman for the Mountaineers.
Sally and Schifino would be the two key guys from the perimeter right now. Look for Pittsnoggle to get back out there as well. He could really light up this zone.
5 on the shot clock. And the shot by Schifino doesn't go. Back out it comes. And set it up again with a new clock.
Well, if you're Rutgers, you've got to be disappointed in the zone. You should have some good rebounding position. No blocking out going on right now by the Scarlet Knights.
Past the midway point of this first half with the Mountaineers up by 6.
Very patient tempo to this game right now. We'll see some controlled breaks in this one, but both teams like to run their offenses.
The shot taken was 7, and here is Sally putting it up, and he is fouled. And you know, Ron, got to give credit to the Mountaineers doing a better job underneath than they have in recent games.
Well, they are not a strong rebounding team. They're undersized against most opponents. But right now, Rutgers has got to do a better job to block out and go up and grab the rebound. That time, just didn't hold on.
Foul on Wright is his second. Here is Sally missing. Sally 45.8 at the free throw line. Hairbear, number 24, back into the Mountaineer lineup. This one goes down for Sally. Hervé Lamanzana is back in, number 1 for the Scarlet Knights.
I thought Lamanzana looked good early, along with Kareem right now. Gary Waters goes with a pretty big front line with a 3-guard lineup.
He's got his twin towers in there now, doesn't he? Wooten to Wright. Takes a little jumper. Tough shooting left. In and out. Back come the Mountaineers. Beeline. Picked up by Lamanzana. Scarlet Knights on the move.
You can see neither team really forcing any kind of transition break action. And Rutgers has been uncharacteristically careless with the basketball in this first half.
Bad pass from Wooten there. That's 7 turnovers. 9 minutes to play in the first half.
Got to play the zone with your hands up. I see a lot of hands down right now by Rutgers. Got to get him into passing lanes.
Schifino taking it in and tried to get a pass underneath. It goes out of bounds off one of the Rutgers players. Syracuse defeats Miami 54-49 this afternoon.
A low-scoring affair with two teams that like to run. They must really get after each other defensively in that one.
Wake Forest with a win, 71-60 over Florida State. Exani coming back in, and Wright goes out for the Scarlet Knights.
Thought Wright did a pretty good job underneath. He was aggressive, looked for a couple of shots.
Yeager's in the lineup, number 22 for the Mountaineers, along with Nick Patella, number 10. Underneath, Pittsnoggle over the shoulder. Turn me around.
Well, to his credit, the freshman felt contact, and he still shot the ball to make sure he got the 2-shot foul. Nice look by Hairbear. Contact. Let the ball go. Get yourself the 2 shots. But, hey, he gets the bonus to boot on this one.
And here's another look.
Yeah, he's got his back to the basket when he finally releases it. A little show of emotion as that one goes down.
Pittsnoggle makes it good. He's shooting 63.6 at the free throw line. Don't forget, he's shooting almost 55% from three-point land. That foul was on Sean Exani. 8:20 to play in this first half. Exani gets the ball batted away. Pittsnoggle. Nice behind the back pass. Schifino. The Mountaineers are just dominating here at home. Take a look at this.
Well, it's going all cylinders right now. Pittsnoggle now with the hands up defensively does a great job at 6'10", and then a little showtime behind the back. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. Defensively, does the right thing here too. He gets rid of the ball. A little bit fancy, but Schifino, a great finisher, gets it done. He's having an outstanding first half.
Tyrone Sally, number 4, is going to come back in for the Mountaineers. The Mountaineers are coming off a 65-61 win in the Capital Classic last Wednesday at Charleston, West Virginia, when they beat Marshall. Earlier in the year, the Scarlet Knights defeated Marshall at the rack 75-56. There are the points off the turnovers, 16-0.
That's unbelievable. West Virginia's played good defense. They're in a 1-3-1 zone. They've mixed it up. Rutgers needs some penetration and shots like that one to get themselves right back into it.
That time, a beauty from deep in the corner by Ricky Shields. Shields from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 6'4" sophomore.
Probably been the most consistent offensive performer right behind Coleman this year at just under 14 a game.
Air Bears shot. Rebound taken away by Wooten. Mountaineers lead by 9. 7.5 to play in the first half.
Really a 4-guard lineup out there right now by Gary Waters with Lamazana.
Wooten put it up. A foul called, and John Beeline does not like that call. Jawing over there with Reggie Greenwood. Tyrone Sally commits the personal.
Small, quick lineup out there for Rutgers. Good penetration by Wooten. It's a good call. There's body contact there by Sally after Wooten went airborne. And Rutgers need more of that kind of penetration out of their quick backcourt people.
That was the first on Sally and team foul number 5 against the Mountaineers. Wooten makes the 2 free throws. And we've got a timeout. 7:28 remaining in this first half. West Virginia 29, the Scarlet Knights 22. You're watching Big East basketball. The Mountaineers and the Scarlet Knights. West Virginia by 7. Let's take a look now at the ConAgra Foods Big East standings. And they are up to date, up to the moment. Villanova at 5-1 in the Eastern Division. Miami with that loss today goes to 1-4.
Nice win for Connecticut yesterday against Villanova to give them a loss, and Pittsburgh continues to be very hot. They could well be number 1 in the country, although they're right behind an Arizona club at number 2 who came up big yesterday. They came from nowhere against Kansas.
Remarkable win for Arizona yesterday at Kansas. It really was. They were down 20 in the first half.
I guess we can let them hold number 1 after that comeback.
Probably. Sally out to Hairbear. Yes, sir.
Now, John Beeline had to draw this thing up. He relies on good shooting, but he's getting some dynamite three-point action and two-point percentages here in the first half.
Basketball is an amazing game. Earlier this year, I saw the Mountaineers lose to St. Louis University by 30.
They couldn't get it done in that one. It was like there was a lid on the basket. Today, everything's dropping.
Driving through, Coleman's shot doesn't go. Hairbear with the battle. Got it. Here's Sally.
Coleman's got to try to find glass on that one. Great penetration.
Patella underneath, and Pittsnoggle loses control there. Third turnover for the Mountaineers. 6.5 to play first half. West Virginia by 10. Shields over in the corner. Coleman. Yes.
You know, good things happen when you penetrate, and right there, Shields gets himself all the way in there, and now Coleman has the time to set. He's made a couple of big baskets here today.
One other important score out of the Big Ten to report to you. Michigan upset Michigan State 60-58 today.
I'll tell you what, there's so many good teams out there. Anything can happen on any given day.
Hairbear missing, fighting for the ball. Sherrod comes up with it and drives and misses. Hairbear with a rebound. Sherrod getting up slowly.
A lot of contact. No harm, no foul there.
Pittsnoggle with a little turnaround.
Boy, he got a soft touch, the big fella. We're seeing a little pickup in the tempo right now. Both teams looking to push.
Pittsnogle has 8 points. There's Coleman right down the middle.
Well, it looks like Gary Waters' move to bring Coleman off the bench paying off. He's got 8 in the first half, and he looks like he's very comfortable shooting the basketball right now.
Pittsnogle, the freshman, is 34, and he is from over in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. From Martinsburg. Coleman wants this one. Got it. And he is heating up.
Well, he gets that first one to go today, Jay. Makes a couple more. All of a sudden, it's like, give me the basketball. Confidence level way up.
Coleman now has cut the Mountaineer lead down to 4.
And that's a guy who went 5 for 22 the last game. He's shooting in the low 20 percentages in three-point land, and now on fire today.
This is Yeager with a 3. Rebound Shields. Out to Coleman. Will he try another? Yes, he will.
He wants it. Actually 27 from three-point land, but he feels it. He just needs to get into a rhythm. In any kind of a shooter, you can go through slumps. He wants it today, though.
Hair-Bear into Pittsnogle, and his pass goes in there. I thought maybe he was going to put that up, but he decided to pass it in there underneath. And Hervé Lamanzana commits his second personal foul. Yeager going out for West Virginia. Schifino coming back in. Also, J.D. Collins comes back in. Patella going out. Patella, a little guy just averaging 1.5 a game, but does nice work in there. West Virginia with good balance in their shooting. Pittsnogle with 8. Sally with 9. Schifino with 12. Pittsnogle takes the jumper off the inbound pass, just like you draw it up.
He's shooting the ball beautifully. Made a tougher shot there than he passed up the time before, but John Beilein will take it. John Beilein's got this team playing very hard and well together as a unit. Gary Waters right now, seeing his team show some signs of better execution at the offensive end. Got to look to get it inside once in a while.
Getting very rough underneath between Wright and Pittsnogle. Whew. That is not where you'd want to be. Man, oh man, they were going at it down there.
About a 90-pound differential there to Kareem Wright's favor.
Hair-Bear from the corner. Another 3.
Well, if West Virginia continues to shoot the ball like this, I think Gary Waters is going to have to come out of this zone and get to the man-to-man and extend to these shooters.
What a remarkable turnaround it's been for the Mountaineers. They're very competitive this year. They're 10-6 after 20 losses last season. Driving down the lane, Shields, and the call will go against West Virginia.
It's going to go against Sally. He really stepped underneath on that one defensively. That's a good call. Got to allow the offensive player the opportunity to establish his position, and he's got the opportunity to go up and down where he stops, and that time Sally really leaned in, picking up the blocking foul.
Second personal on Sally. Team foul number 6 against the Mountaineers. Shields on the line. 77.2% free throw shooter, missing. Yeager will return for the Mountaineers, number 22.
Backcourt people for Rutgers have stepped it up a bit today with Wooten and Shields and Sherrod and Coleman all chipping in offensively.
3:08 left to play in this first half. West Virginia leading by 8. You're watching Big East basketball. Jay Randolph here in Morgantown, West Virginia. The Mountaineers up by 8. Common opponents between these two teams. And you can see that they both lost to Pittsburgh and to Georgetown, and both beat Marshall.
They're pretty consistent, I guess, as you look at what they've done. I tell you, the league this year, Pitt and Georgetown, they had an outstanding battle yesterday, won by Pitt at home by 1 point. Georgetown gave everything they could handle. I did that West Virginia-Georgetown game. West Virginia played great in that game. Georgetown had to make a 3 at the end of regulation to then win it in overtime.
It's a very competitive league, a really tough league. I would think 6, maybe 7 teams will get to the NCAA tournament.
Could well happen. This is a year where I think they're going to beat each other up pretty good during the regular season. There's so much balance top to bottom.
There's Pittsnoggle after getting a little feed from Hairbear with another 2.
But the middle of that 2-3 zone for Rutgers is just so open when the ball goes down to the baseline. They've got to do a better job of picking up cutters coming through the lane.
Mountaineers by 10 in the waning moments of this first half.
Back to the man-to-man defense. There's Wright.
Wright scores off the glass.
Very effective when Rutgers has gone inside to Wright. He's got the size advantage. Lamanzana out of the lineup right now, so 4 guards out there along with Wright.
Driving along the line, Schifino with another acrobatic move.
Well, Schifino, we talked about his quickness and ability to knife his way to the basket. You saw it there. You've also seen him shoot threes. He is thriving under John Beilein's system.
Coleman stops and fires. He comes up short. The Mountaineers, for the 3rd time, have a 10-point lead in this game. Trying to get it to 12 or 13 with a minute and a half to play.
The young West Virginia team, they had some success early, so playing with a lot of confidence, playing together as a unit. Definitely a surprise team, a big surprise team in the conference this year.
Schifino. Bingo!
And he is having an absolute field day here in the first half.
17 points.
And the degree of difficulty's been there on a lot of the shots. He's
sure has. Coleman, number 11 with the ball after coming in off the bench and getting his club back into the game, has gone 0 for 3 in his last 3 attempts. There's a beauty. Ricky Shields scoring.
That's a big basket right there. 10-point game. Coaches will tell you, especially if you're on the road, you want to get the thing into single digits. Rutgers needs a stop.
Pittsnoggle misses this one, and they battle for it. Coming away, Sherrod. And it goes to Coleman, and he travels. Another turnover for Rutgers.
It's a big turnover, too. There's a lot of time left in the first half. Rutgers needed a good look at the hoop right there. Try to get this thing to single figures.
A 2-second differential on the clock. 37 to play, 35 on the clock, of course, as the Mountaineers come up court. They'll take their time. Very disciplined. I watched their shoot-around this morning. Watched John Beilein work with these guys, and it was a revelation.
Well, they're very disciplined. They're running just a nice spread offense right here to try to get the last shot. See if Schifino can create.
Pittsnoggle along the line. Soft hands off the glass, got it, and is fouled.
That's great execution. Work the shot clock. There's still 10 seconds left, so Rutgers will have time, but get the ball into the hands of the man that can make it happen in Schifino. Nice roll to the basket by Pittsnoggle, but nobody goes with him defensively. And the big fella really doing it from the outside and in as well.
Wright goes out of the game, and 32, Exani is back in for the Scarlet Knights. Pittsnoggle really improving. Just a freshman, 6'10". That last foul was on Coleman, his first. The 3-point play with 10.7 seconds remaining makes it 49-36. Well, the Dodge Tough Player of the Week. We're going to tell you about him right now. He is point guard Brandon Knight of Pittsburgh. What a dandy. Probably the best perimeter defender in the conference and the reigning co-player of the year. Undeniably the heart and soul of the Panthers. Pittsburgh's Brandon Knight, this week's Dodge Tough Player of the Week.
Gotta love Brandon Knight. Ben Howland has to love him as point guard. And right now, Gary Waters and John Beilein in a chess match here with 10 seconds to go. John Beilein saying, hey guys, no silly fouls if guys are shooting the basketball. And I got to believe for Rutgers, get the ball down the floor, look for penetration, crash the boards. They'd love to get a momentum basket going in at halftime.
Mountaineers with their biggest lead, 13
Gotta make a
points. And there it is from Coleman. It wouldn't go. Rebounded away. Coming down with a rebound, Chaz Briggs. The Mountaineer fires the gun, and we're at halftime. 49-36 West Virginia. You're watching Big East basketball.
Virginia shot the ball so well in the first half. It was just outstanding. Passed it around. Only 3 turnovers. They really lit it up.
And let's take a look now at the first half highlights. They are presented by Hyundai.
Well, Ricky Shields with a great penetration. They need more of that over to Jerome Coleman for the 3. That's the kind of play they need in the second half to get back in it. But Pittsnogle, the big freshman center, with the deflection. And then a little behind-the-back action over to Drew Schifino. And the sophomore Schifino really stole the show from both 2, 3-point land. He was outstanding in the first half. Look at this baseline move, too. He shoots it well, then he draws the defense and takes it to the goal. He was dynamite in the first half.
The Mountaineers have the advantage here at halftime. Take a look at some statistics. The shooting percentages for both clubs outstanding. The Scarlet Knights shooting better than 54%, and the Mountaineers 61.3. That's some playing by both clubs. We'll return for the second half. You're watching Big East basketball. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights. J.D. Collins, Hairbear, Pittsnogle, along with Schifino, who takes it in right there and scores. That's a nice way to start the second half. He now has 19.
Rutgers has to turn it up defensively, though. Man-to-man, no help out, too soft on the defensive end. If they want to win this game, they've got to bear down defensively. Great move by Schifino.
Kelly is the other starter, number 4 for the Mountaineers. Rebound taken down by Schifino. Boy, he can get up, can he?
He really can. He's doing it all. He's just so comfortable in this system. He's the go-to guy. You can see his confidence is there. And also, West Virginia, if they don't have a break, they'd love to just set up their half-court set. Nice dish.
And Pittsnogle's shot goes over the hoop. Back comes Shields. Manzana. Shields is number 2. He's guarded by J.D. Collins. That's off the glass. Very nice on the fall away, and I mean fall away as he went all the way down. Ricky Shields.
Tough shot by Shields, and Rutgers really needs a couple of baskets and some good defensive play to get themselves back in this game. Down by 13 on the road. Want to get it to single digits.
Sally put it up, got it blocked. Lamanzana getting it back over. Wooten bringing it down. Lamanzana gets it off. Sherrod tapped up. No goal. No. In the cylinder.
The ball is above any part of the rim, touching the rim, or above any part of the rim. Offensive goaltending. Good call on that one. Some pressure by Rutgers.
Schifino getting it down against Wooten, and the feed to Pittsnogle, and he's fouled.
Nice penetration by West Virginia. Right now, they're either setting up their offense or early in the second half. A lot of pressure on the front line there by Rutgers, but West Virginia threw it right over the top, and that's when they will take the break opportunity.
Foul on Sherrod was his second. Pittsnogle has 24 block shots coming into today's game, as well as this outstanding shooting. Shooting nearly 55% from three-point line. McCoy goes out, and number 13, Joel Wiggin, is back in the lineup for Rutgers.
Let's say West Virginia with a little bit of pressure, but they've pretty consistently stayed man-to-man. They showed a little 2-3 and 1-3-1 in the first half. Rutgers has got to look for some penetration and inside play here.
Coleman down the middle, and he scores nicely. Took a little stutter step. Again, the pressure put on by Rutgers. Hairbear getting it down.
Crowd yet to get involved in the second half. They were involved in the first half, and this man got them going a few times. Drew Schifino.
Tough miss for Schifino there as that ball rolled over the hoop on him.
Lamanzana not getting too many touches here today for Rutgers. Got to present himself more. Again, a tough matchup.
There's a nice back off the glass shot. Sherrod. 53-42. The lead is down to 11. 17-10 to play. J.D. Collins, number 5 for the Mountaineers. Hair Bear, 24. Hair Bear to Schifino. Double team. Pittsnoggle's little jumper. There it is.
How well do those two guys work together in the West Virginia unit? West Virginia had 14 assists as a team in the first half. They're really passing the ball well to each other.
Steal by Sally, but he can't get to it. Retrieved by Coleman. Sherrod. Rebound Sally.
Sherrod has really struggled shooting the ball this year. Got to get the ball more in the hands of Coleman, who shot it better today, and Ricky Shields, who's not getting a lot of looks. Those are the guys that need to put the jumpers up.
Schifino under to Sally. He's fouled. What a nice pass. They're running those plays. They really work well together.
Stay with the motion. Some good cuts coming from the weak side. Got to take those cuts away defensively, and Shields just allowed Sally that time to get in front of him. You got to take the cut away, otherwise not much you can do except foul the man.
Coleman's second personal foul. Sally has struggled at the free throw line and still continues that situation, shooting only 55%. Shooting better from the field than he is from the foul line.
Yeah, both of these teams have struggled shooting from the line. You've got a West Virginia team shooting just 60%. And Rutgers at 64%. Both teams have to pick those numbers up. You want to be up 70+% to win ball games at this level.
He's 2 for 4 at the line. 56-42 the Mountaineers. Along the line, a foul is called as Sherrod went in there. Hair Bear will be charged with a foul.
Nice penetration. Rutgers needs more of this. When you're down, it does a couple of things. It gets you to the line. It also stops the clock. And again, the challenge for Rutgers right now, down 14, is not to trade baskets through West Virginia. They've got to make a run to try to get this thing in that 7-8 point range so they can make an even better run to get back in the game.
Gary Waters, 51 years old, out of Detroit, Michigan. His second year at Rutgers. Sherrod makes the 2 free throws. He struggled at the line a bit this year, only shooting 45%. He has 8 points now. It's 56-44. West Virginia.
Almost a travel there by Hair Bear.
And there's Schifino with 2 more. Schifino now with 21.
He's en route to a real big one here today. A lot of time left to have those kind of points. And West Virginia handling Rutgers' pressure fairly easily. 1-3-1 right now by the Mountaineers.
Schifino is 9 of 12 from the field. This one from way out wouldn't go. Coleman getting it back out, but they're saying it was touched by Sally. Good call. Driving down and scoring is Ricky Shields.
And the pressure back on. If you score, if you're Rutgers, it allows you to put the press back on. 4-guard lineup, a lot of quickness. But the way you break pressures with good passing, particularly to the middle. Man-to-man now by the Scarlet Knights.
Shields has 11. Schifino trying to make it happen, and he is fouled.
I like the adjustment, though, by Gary Waters. Pressure, man-to-man, Rutgers trying to create some activity on the defensive end.
The foul was on Sherrod. It's his 3rd. You're watching Big East basketball. The Mountaineers lead.
Yeah, they're doing a great job executing here in the second half, led by Drew Schifino. Penetration leads to good shots, draws 2 defenders, and drops it right back to Kevin Pittsnogle, the freshman. 6'10" with the soft touch. And there's Schifino again, really coming into his own. Came into the game number 9 in scoring in the Big East. Already above his average, Jay, with all kinds of time left, with great shooting here today.
Schifino back in, let's see, 02 at 33 against Duquesne. I think that was his high game. Here's Pittsnoggle along the line, a little too long that time. Wigan gets it down. The jumper put up by Shields doesn't go. Back to the attack come the Mountaineers.
Good hustle by Pittsnoggle. Misses the shot. Really gets down the floor and comes up with the defensive board. That's what your coaches want. Everyone running coast to coast. How about J.D. Collins? He's only had 15 turnovers in 16 games. He's taking great care of the ball.
Yes, that's what he does out there. 13 on the shot clock. Schifino drives, he scores, he's fouled.
Now you put a lot of pressure on. You're going to be susceptible to the backdoor cut, and there it is by Schifino. Sally over the top. Fundamental basketball right here. Beautiful look. You can see the pressure out there by Rutgers, but you've got to stay between your man and the basket, overcommit, and you can get burned.
Foul on Coleman, his third. Three-point play, Schifino. Back into the game. Jason McCoy for Rutgers, number 21. And also 55, Kareem Wright. Zana goes out. Hairbear goes out for the Mountaineers. Chaz Briggs, number 2, back into the lineup. And we've got Patrick Beeline, number 3, out there as well now for West Virginia.
Well, Wigan with the ball. Another good-looking young player for Rutgers. A lot of one-on-one moves right now, though, for Rutgers.
Yeah, and you wonder about that. Maybe work it a little more and try to get those shots, especially from the fellows who can hit them from outside. A few more threes would be very helpful to the cause. Schifino. J.D. Collins. This is Beeline, number 3.
The only way you can come back in games like this where you're down, if you're Rutgers, you've got to get stops defensively. You've got to commit, you've got to bear down, and you've got to start getting some stops.
7 on the shot clock. Schifino. Oh, in and out.
Beautiful move, though, huh?
Yeah, right. Rebounding. Driving in underneath. That was Coleman. Traveling. Turnover.
Gary Waters can't be pleased right now. These are one-on-one moves. You can see Coleman here trying to go up against a few guys. He comes down with it. It's the walk. Sally with the good help out. They need better ball movement.
J.D. Collins out to Beeline. Schifino. Beeline in the corner, wanted to take it and couldn't hold on. He has good range.
Sometimes you see the opening and you want to shoot it before you've got good control over it.
Right. 6 seconds on the clock. Sally gets it off and Briggs scores underneath.
That's a clinic right there. They worked the shot clock down almost to the buzzer and got a layup. It's all Mountaineers right here. And Gary Waters saying, guys, got to get the job done defensively.
63-46, West Virginia. You're watching Big East basketball.
Visit your local BMW center for a test drive.
Looks like a job for. I've got this one.
Drew's in a coma.
Hey, now Mr. Brain Damage is going to be the dumb one.
Hello.
And he's finally in control.
Help yourself to the pizza tree.
This is about the greatest dream I've ever had.
It's almost perfect.
I'm your slave.
Go coma, go coma, go coma.
Until his friends try to bring him back.
I want to stay here in my coma. Switch me to an HMO.
Next, Drew. Monday, only on UPN 9.
2:30 remaining in regulation here at Morgantown at the Coliseum. The Mountaineers having it all their way.
Well, there are some games where you just have it going and the rhythm is there. Sally with a great penetration to Chaz Briggs for the deuce. That was just before the 35-second shot clock went off. And there it is again, drawing the defense. Gary Waters has to talk defense during that huddle. Points off turnovers. Oh, West Virginia just dominating. Rutgers uncharacteristically. Some turnovers today. And West Virginia's made them pay the price every time in the ball game.
West Virginia shooting 60% from the floor. Here's Wiggin up the middle. That's a tough one for him as it went in and out. Mountaineers with only 3 turnovers. They've been averaging 13.5 a game.
Which is a big improvement from a year ago where it was 17 plus. But, you know, Rutgers' defensive pressure just hasn't been there.
Schifino comes up short that time. Rebounded away by Wooten. And a walk against McCoy.
Nothing working right now. You want that ball to go to your backcourt man, not your big man. And as a result, he walks with it.
And a timeout with 11:59 remaining. 63-49. West Virginia, you're watching Big East basketball.
Lease a 3 Series now with all-wheel drive for $339 a month, only through February 28th.
How much is the Hyundai Elantra with automatic transmission and air conditioning?
Under 12.5.
Shut up. What if I want power windows, locks, and mirrors?
Same price.
Shut up. And front and side airbags?
Same price. Please don't hit me.
The Hyundai Elantra GLS for just $12,299. When you get more than you'd expect, including America's best warranty, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Elantra GLS with 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
Jamie, Jamie! They call me the Prince.
Royalty rolls into the hotel.
It's nice to meet a gentleman for a change.
And this prince wants Jamie's princess.
Fancy, say that you will marry me.
I'll marry you?
You will? Oh, okay.
Someone's about to get the royal staff.
It's fancy spoken for. If I can't get it, it can't be got. All right?
Monday at 7:30, only on UPN 9.
West Virginia leading at 63-46 here in Morgantown. And Ron, let's go to you now for the BMW Ultimate Drive of the game.
Gotta love it when guys take that ball to the rack. And check this one out. Pitts-Noggle with that little behind-the-back action. We like that one. Over to Drew Schifino. And he is the finisher for the Mountaineers, their leading scorer. The thing I like about this is Pitts-Noggle at 6'10", the deflection. And then he gets it to the team's best player in the open floor. Not sure John Beeline wasn't holding his breath a little bit on the behind-the-back action, but love the result.
Rutgers shooting 49% in the game, and they're down by 17. Here's a foul as Sally took it in there. I think that'll be called on the big guy right.
West Virginia, very tough team to play from behind. Now you've got to go out and extend defensively. You can't just allow them to get the easy three-point shots that they got in the first half. And John Beeline has his team running a nice motion offense with good cutting action to the goal. And the pressure defense allowing some good openings to the hoop.
First foul on Wright. Sally. Tough time at the line for this fellow. Out of Chesterfield, Virginia. Got to work on that free throw shooting. That can kill you in the key games down at the wire.
Starts to become a mental thing after a while when it's not going for you.
Nice move. Nice move indeed by Coleman underneath, and he now has 15 points.
Well, there's a bright spot for Rutgers today has been senior leading scorer Jerome Coleman, who has struggled shooting of late. Able to get it done right here. Chaz Briggs with the contact. And Coleman has come off the bench today, and he seems much more confident. As you see, 50%. He has not had that kind of shooting day in a while.
That three-point play cuts the lead to 14 with 11:39 to play. West Virginia has 7 three-pointers today. Their top performance on the year has been 9. Here's a foul called. J.D. Collins trying to take it in there. And it'll be on Joel Wiggin, number 13.
West Virginia just hasn't turned the ball over today. They've been really good with it. Good shot selection. And they've shot the ball extremely well here. Talk about executing a near flawless game plan. That's what the Mountaineers are doing. And now running some nice patterns, taking some time off the clock.
Beeline is fouled. Mike Sherrod charged with the personal. That is his 4th.
Very frustrating when you're on defense, you're down, and you've got a team that's working some clock. It causes you to reach and do some things you don't want to do, picking up the foul.
Beeline, a 66.7 free throw shooter. Mentioned again, he is a freshman here. He is the oldest son of Coach John Beeline. Played at Benedictine High School in Richmond, Virginia.
He's filling a nice role as well in this 8-man rotation, which actually went to 9 today with Nick Patella.
Right.
Getting some action.
Patella did a nice job while he was in there, too. 65-49 the Mountaineers. Ball banged up. Down it comes. And driving and scoring, J.D. Collins. Another opportunity off the turnover converted for the Mountaineers.
Very, very sound game plan here by West Virginia, mixing up the defenses, the man-to-man, and they have been in the right place at the right time today.
Deep in the corner, Coleman's shot won't go.
And now this becomes frustrating defensively. Oh, nice pick.
Yeah, very nice steal by Wooten, but he stepped out of bounds. Final score from the top 25. As Oklahoma State has defeated Texas Tech 79-70. Eddie Sutton with an outstanding team in Stillwater. Wright going out. Back in Hervé Lamanzana. Coleman is out there. Calvin Wooten back in the lineup.
I like Calvin Wooten. He started the game. He's from Detroit. Led the Detroit Public School High School League in scoring a year ago at better than 26 a game. Good-looking young player.
Wooten played at the same high school that his coach, Gary Waters, played at, Mackenzie High School in Detroit.
Shuffle-type offense right here with the high post going. Good spread.
They give you a little bit of everything, don't they?
They really do. I like it. It's old-fashioned basketball right here with the backdoor cuts. Very effective against the tight man.
And the shot taken with 6 seconds left. Picked away by Ricky Shields. Coleman driving. Comes up short. Beeline rebounds. Beeline up to Sally, who lost it. Back down they come. Coleman underneath. And the shot up and in. Joel Wiggin. Wiggin making a nice move. Hairbear brings it back. Whoa, Wooten tapped it away from him. No call. Wooten gets it back. Underneath, Coleman.
One of the nice stretches right here for Rutgers. You don't want to relax at all if you're West Virginia. Keep moving that basketball against the pressure with the pass.
Coleman now with 19. Hairbear puts it up. It doesn't go. Sally rebounds. And Coach Beeline wants to take a timeout and talk things over with his Mountaineers. The lead is 14 with 9:09. Points off the turnovers. Big story right there. West Virginia 25.
And look at that, just 6 turnovers for West Virginia today. Rutgers, a team that has forced opponents into 20 turnovers a game. So clearly, they've taken great care of the ball against pressure, and they've converted at the offensive end. A big story today.
Coach Beeline has signed Tyler Ralph, a 6-foot guard from Victor, New York, and B.J. Byerson, a 6'7", 220-pound forward from Colonial Heights, Virginia, and Frank Young, a 6'5 swingman from Tallahassee, along with Jerome Young, a forward from Chicago. So he's done pretty well. And at the same time, the Knights have done well in signing Quincy Doobie and Maurice Webb and getting the commitment from Shagari Aline, a big talent, 7'3" out of New York City.
Well, both coaches building their programs. John Beeline, of course, in his first year, and Gary Waters in his second, after 5 very successful years at Kent State. And, of course, Rutgers winning 18 games a year ago. They're struggling right now in this game today against West Virginia, a team that is on a good roll here today for sure.
Wigan was charged with the foul. Schifino just keeps adding them up. He now has 25. Make it 26.
Come into a new situation, Jay. You've got to try to mold the players that you do have, and both coaches have some good young players out on the floor, which we've seen today. Then you build it with some of those recruits which you've just mentioned.
Yeager is back in the lineup, 22 for West Virginia.
Rutgers stays with the pressure, huh?
Wigan scoring that last one, and they are staying with the pressure, and there's a foul. Our view was blocked for just a moment on that last shot. And the foul is on Wigan now, and that's 3 on him. Well, you know, I was talking this morning with Coach Beeline and saying how important this game was, and as I mentioned in the opening, it's not important any more than any other game. We can't talk about key games with this team. We have to play to our potential every day and not put any extra pressure on us.
Well, I think that's the right philosophy, especially with young kids. You're building a program, and a great tradition here at West Virginia, of course, and Rutgers. And you want to take it one at a time. I think that Miami win was huge for this program, getting a league win so quickly in the conference action.
71-55, and another turnover for Rutgers. You talk about the tradition here, the 93rd season of basketball here, and I'm reminded of names like Hot Rod Hundley and, of course, Jerry West and Rod Thorne and so many outstanding seasons they've had here in Morgantown. It's 15 turnovers now.
Well, we had our little pregame discussion today, Jay, in the Jerry West room. So, I mean, we're right into the action.
Yes, sir. That's Yeager along the line. Young man from a little town, Belington, West Virginia, who was a starter at times here last year and on occasion this year, but is now part of this rotation that we talk about.
One of the few seniors on this club.
Wigan goes in.
Wigan, a sophomore guard from New York, but he went to high school, Notre Dame Academy in Massachusetts. Very quick.
Underneath, Pittsnagel.
Well, it looks like West Virginia just scoring at will right now. This is a Rutgers team that is struggling now to try to find any kind of answers to stop West Virginia today.
Wigan, and he cracks in there, and it's an offensive foul as he banged up against J.D. Collins. And we've got a timeout. 7:20 remaining to be played. As you look at the young freshman Pittsnagel, we'll remind you, you're watching Big East basketball.
The male can often find himself in precarious situations.
It is funny.
So how many girls have you know? Seriously? Me too.
Okay. Great.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
They call me the Prince.
Royalty rolls into the hotel.
It's nice to meet a gentleman for a change.
And this prince wants Jamie's princess.
Fancy, say that you will marry me.
I'll marry you.
You will? Oh, okay.
Someone's about to get the royal staff.
It's fancy spoken for. If I can't get it, it can't be got. All right?
Monday at 7:30, only on UPN 9.
Lexus GS with an ultra-responsive VVTi engine. We pursue perfection, so you can pursue living. Only at your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Well, update you a little bit on what's coming up for West Virginia. 4 of their next 5 are on the road. They're at Notre Dame next Wednesday, at Villanova Saturday, and they have Syracuse here on the 8th of February, is Saturday. The Scarlet Knights have Syracuse Wednesday at the Rack, and they're at Seton Hall on the 2nd. That's Sunday. And doesn't get any easier in this league.
It really doesn't. Top to bottom, it's going to be a battle this year. You've got Syracuse, one of the hottest teams in the conference. Connecticut, Notre Dame, Pitt, of course, all with top rankings. Pitt right up there at number 2, and they are playing tough basketball right now.
And now a 30-second timeout.
Not a bad move. You know, they really haven't made any bad decisions today. West Virginia handled the ball very well there. They can't get it in against pressure. Take the timeout rather than throw it away. John Beilein can now draw something up on the board, you know, to break this. It's a 1-2-1-1 full court press. Get it to the middle. They've really executed beautifully here this afternoon.
The Mountaineers will play at the Rack in Piscataway on Saturday, February 15th, where, of course, the Scarlet Knights had 15 wins last year. That was the most for the Knights at home since '82. And they just haven't been able to get this high-energy team together. Playing a little too much maybe like individuals, when the Mountaineers, of course, today have played very much like a team. Jaeger to Pittsnoggle.
Got to find a way to combine some of the perimeter players that they have, Rutgers does, along with some solid inside play. Lamazana, who just hasn't been able to get it going today, and Kareem Wright, and get some kind of scoring going in the paint.
We've got some very talented individuals on this club. Pittsnoggle comes up short, rebound Sally.
Another area where West Virginia, a team that has not rebounded well coming into this game, has done a good job to get some second chances.
And Coach Beilein felt that was very important. And he really had to get a better job underneath.
This is frustrating if you're down in the ball game and West Virginia just running their offense and they're taking precious time off the clock.
10 seconds on the clock. Pittsnoggle gets the 3.
Oh, he's been outstanding today. He's a tough matchup because Pittsnoggle at 6'10" is dragging, you know, big people from the other ball club, you know, 20 to 22 feet away from the goal and just knocking down threes.
Wooten puts it up, won't go. Rebound underneath, the foul call for Pittsnoggle. 24 points. That is a season high, a career high for him here at West Virginia. J.D. Collins commits that foul.
These guys are playing a lot of minutes for John Beilein, and you can see the comfort zone with, you know, Pittsnoggle and Sally and Hairbear. These guys have played a lot of minutes coming in, and you can see their maturity already.
And it's amazing the improvement they've made. Just remarkable since when I saw them last month in St. Louis.
The other thing, too, is they had some success early, started believing in the system. There's nothing like some wins to do that. And as a result, you can see that their confidence level and, you know, their ability to play as a unit coming together quite nicely. 1-3-1 zone here.
And a nice little shot by Calvin Wooten, the freshman who got the start today. Schifino's back in the lineup for the Mountaineers, number 15, as Jaeger has gone out. J.D. Collins.
Wooten, another good-looking young ball player for Gary Waters. Oh, nice drive.
Hairbear to Pittsnoggle. Those youngsters making it happen, playing together. The two freshmen.
How unselfish, too, but defensively, again, Rutgers gambling and allowing people to go right by them. Oh, nice move, though, by Wooten right back.
Wooten banking it off the glass. 80-61. Pittsnoggle is 10 of 15 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's had an outstanding game, and he's a real find, the freshman. That's such a soft touch. Schifino with 2 more.
Well, Rutgers just has not been able to stop West Virginia today, and they're not playing defense with any kind of intensity right now.
Coleman will take the three. And he is fouled by Pittsnagel. Second on Pittsnagel as he towers down and looks at Tim Higgins.
No question about it. He left his feet, crashed into Coleman. You've got to jump up and, you know, cause a problem for the man shooting the ball at 6'10". Just going up straight does that, but you don't want to foul the jump shooter. Now Coleman's back for Rutgers. That's a positive for Gary Waters. Shot the ball well.
He has 18 points. Shields coming out of the game. Joel Wiggin back in. Timeout by the Scarlet Knights with 4:50 remaining to be played. Note about the Mountaineers that we've talked a lot about their tradition. They're 9-3 against non-conference foes this year, and it's the 12th consecutive year that West Virginia has had a winning non-conference record. And of course, when you match up this conference and see what they do in non-conference games, it's pretty awesome.
That is impressive. You know, I think this conference is so tough. When you go outside the conference, the West Virginia Mountaineers and other clubs in the conference have done really quite well, which speaks, I think it speaks volumes about the Big East and the level of, you know, intensity and competition right in the league itself.
We were talking about the great players here in Morgantown. Of course, the Knights have had their share of great ones. Phil Sellers and Jim Valvano and Bob Lloyd and on and on.
Great tradition.
Yes, indeed. The Mountaineers are 8-5 all time in this building. And they're rolling along with an 82-63 lead right now with 4:50 remaining.
And I think both of these coaches trying to build on what you talked about, Jay. You know, John Beeline certainly turning a lot of heads here the way his club's playing together. He had to make some tough moves and put people in positions out there to try to succeed. And of course, Gary Waters in year 2. He says he's in year 2 of his Steps of Success program.
Right.
Build it from the bottom up, get the recruits in, so it'll take both coaches some time to really establish things.
Let me update you. Coleman actually now with 20 points in this game.
That's a big plus for Rutgers. That's the 6th time he's been at 20 or more. And you can see Rutgers, they're tired out here right now. The hands are down defensively. West Virginia pretty much getting whatever they want here, and they're draining them all day.
And here's Hairbear with a bad pass. And coming back the other way, Coleman is fouled by J.D. Collins. Collins' 3rd personal foul.
Not easy to reach back right now if you're Rutgers. You know, they've lost 5 games in a row. They're 0-4 in league play. Going down here today, but Coleman playing very hard. Trying to take this thing to the goal, and there's still 4+ to go. And the way Rutgers can launch threes, they're going to have to go on a barrage right now.
Coleman with 99 threes last season. That's the all-time Scarlet Knight record. But obviously, as we talked about today, and he did not get the start today, he's had a little shooting problem. But here's a try for another steal as Sherrod cut in front over there.
There's no question about it. Coleman can fill it up. Just a couple of years on the roster, and he's already number 4 all time in 3-point field goals made. Rutgers in the 2-3 zone defense right now. Another turnover, kind of careless by the Mountaineers.
4 minutes to play. Coleman scores. I look out here right now, Ron, and both clubs are a little tired. It's getting a little gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you know what you don't want to do if you're West Virginia? They've played such a perfect type game here today, is you don't want to have anything tarnish it down the stretch.
Schifino touching in off the iron. 32 for Schifino, 1 away from his all-time high.
Got a good solution to that problem for West Virginia. Just give the ball to number 15, Drew Schifino. He's been awesome today.
There's a shot from out front by Wooten. It won't go. The 84 points for the Mountaineers, their highest point total of the season. Well, they've been perking here this afternoon and really made it happen. Coming toward the 3-minute mark. Mountaineers led by 13 at halftime, 49-36.
You can see Rutgers right now. They are just sitting back. They're tired, frustrated.
Sally. And the ball up over the backboard as a timeout is called. 2:45 remaining in this one. West Virginia 87, Rutgers 67. You're watching Big East basketball.
There's something in your store that's really shaking things up. It's Banquet Homestyle Bakes. Why? Because now the original box dinner is packed with even more butterball chicken to go with those savory vegetables and that golden biscuit topping for a complete real meal. So you can bank on Banquet to give you even more chicken, more beef, or more turkey. Banquet Homestyle Bakes. It's all you need to pick up.
Visit your local BMW center for a test drive.
David, slow down. This is definitely the wrong road. Would you turn up the heat? We're gonna get lost like last time. Now I'm boiling back here, just in case you're interested. We should have been there an hour ago. You never should have married him. Why are you stopping? Where are you going?
Ford Explorer with a folding third row seat that disappears, which at times can come in pretty handy.
David, check the map. We're still on the wrong road.
Now get a new Explorer 4x4 for only $349 a month.
David, I'm hungry.
Today's Big East basketball game is being brought to you by BMW. Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. Well, on this Super Bowl Sunday, it's been a super day for West Virginia. Let's take a look at Shooting the Rock, brought to you by Rolling Rock. Grab a rock. And there you see that they have been shooting very, very well. Thank you.
Very impressive day. Actually, for both teams, so West Virginia at 60%. They've also been dynamite from three-point land. Turnovers have really hurt Rutgers today, though, and the other big stat has been just a huge difference in points off turnovers for West Virginia.
Sherrod taking it in and scoring. Got that one up over Pittsnoggle. 2.5 to play.
Being told that West Virginia has 30 of their 84 points off of turnovers. So that's just outstanding. So right now it's just a matter of work the clock, pass the ball around, and put this game away if you're West Virginia.
Pittsnoggle. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Schifino taking it in. Tough luck there, in and out for him. Back down the court. The three is put up nicely by Coleman.
He's back.
I'll tell you, he did not start this game, but he now has 27 points. Fans here would like to see a little more scoring from their Mountaineers, who lead at 84-72 with 1:35 to play.
Doing the right thing, though. They're working the clock, and that's their biggest ally right now. Just take this thing down and put it away.
And John Beilein calling timeout for his Mountaineers. Again, a reminder about what's upcoming for these two teams. Mountaineers at Notre Dame on Wednesday. And then Villanova. Syracuse coming in here. They go to Pittsburgh and then to Rutgers. So, as we said before, it certainly doesn't get any easier. And the schedule for the Scarlet Knights: Syracuse, then at Seton Hall. They get Boston College, a very talented team, Georgetown, and West Virginia.
As we've said, no easy ones on there. Virginia Tech, a team that struggled near the bottom last year, has also been playing very good basketball. So top to bottom action. I'm surprised today that West Virginia has had really as easy of a time as they have with Rutgers. The final score may not reflect it, but this has been a very dominant effort by the Mountaineers at home today.
They've been in command since the early going. Sally takes the three. Air ball, and Sherrod back the other way. Sherrod down there is out of control and losing it to Collins. Now it's Sally being fouled. Calvin Wooten committing the personal.
Really like J.D. Collins. He's low to the ground, point guard, doesn't turn it over for West Virginia. Very unselfish. Really gets the pieces working well together.
Sally again will go to the line where he has struggled. Takes this one. He was 3 out of 7 on the day.
Excellent balance from the big three. Schifino having a monster game along with Pitznagle. And Sally, also a guy, though, that is an X factor for West Virginia. He chips in with double figures, makes some good plays off the boards. And
Coleman
on fire, huh?
Coleman's got a spot over there, and he just stands there, and boy, he can bang it from over there, I'll tell you. That's 30 points.
Wow. They talked about him beforehand, and big plus to have his shot back. They need him and Shields to really click together. Sherrod at point, and then the thing that's just been absent today has been the inside play. They need Lamazana and Kareem Wright, Exani to put some kind of points up on the board. It just didn't happen here today.
Well, he is 10 out of 18 from the field. Right now we've got a 20-second differential in the shot clock. 55.8 to play in the game. A full 35 on the clock. The Mountaineers leading by 10. And West Virginia, to get this victory, will go to 11-6. Rutgers will drop below 500 at 8-9. And in the conference,
that
Knights will be 0-5. Mountaineers 2-3. Beeline trying to get it up court. Ball banged away from him. Mountaineers ball here at half court.
Now 28 seconds on the shot clock. If you're Rutgers, it really isn't going to do much for you other than stop the clock. But I bet they will reach in here. If they don't, they're pretty much saying, hey, there's not a whole heck of a lot we can do. There's the reach.
There is the foul. Charge to Wooten. Calvin Wooten, the freshman. Hits his second. Hairbear will be on the free throw line. Hairbear, the freshman from Darmstadt, Germany, leading the club with 56 assists coming into today. And boy, he and Pitznagle play some interesting games down in that lane.
I like this kid. He's rugged. He averages the most on the team in terms of minutes, just under 35 a game. Very solid. Does a lot of little things out there that have really helped this Mountaineer club at 6'5". He's rugged, grabs some boards. John Beeline's done a nice job to piece these guys together.
He certainly has. There are people talking about the fact that he has to be a candidate for Coach of the Year in the conference. And certainly if his Mountaineers continue to perform like this, it's true. Pitznagle's out of the game. Briggs back in there. Down underneath. Wiggin puts it up. Rebound taken down by Briggs.
Now that really does it. We'll see if Gary Waters tells his team not to foul. Solid effort here by West Virginia today.
Yeah, they're standing around the Coliseum. They'll be heading for some Super Bowl parties, of course, but they've watched quite a party here this afternoon as the Mountaineers are going to win it 86-75. An 11-point victory for West Virginia University, and this series now goes to 37-24 as this was the 61st meeting as John Beeline's Mountaineers come away with a very, very big win, although he didn't want to admit it to me.
One at a time, but he'll take this big win,
he'll
right?
take it, right. But certainly this was an extremely impressive victory by the Mountaineers. They got that victory down in Charleston against their interstate rival Marshall on Wednesday. And then this game today, I think you and I both felt, oh, we're going to have Coach Beeline coming. That's great. We'll try to get him in here. Bring him. Wait.